Hey there guys, how are you? Welcome back to another awesome video and it's time for my very first movie review. And today's movie review, we're gonna no particular reason. I just figured why not caught this on TV and just wanted to watch it and said, you know what, this sounds like a good movie to like a first movie review. We're gonna talk about Ferris Bueller's Day Off. So Ferris Bueller's Day Off is about a kid who wants to play hooky just so he can hang out with his friends. Because life moves pretty fast. And if you don't stop and take to look around once in a while, you can miss it, you know? So this movie is directed by John Hughes, and John Hughes, it seems like, in many ways, it was kind of like a master at sort of what he did. Some people saw him as a perfectionist because he couldn't do so wrong, really. Well, at least from what I've seen, and a lot of people praise him so much, and especially the fact that he's a deceased movie director. But the thing with John Hughes is that whether he was this perfect director or not, he was able to do three great things. He had three great styles and three great types of movies: holiday family films, warm-hearted feels and sort of like tugs on your strings, like those moments that make you want to cry, and high school films. This guy knows how to do it so well. He's done Home Alone. He's done Planes, Trains, Automobiles. He's done 16 Candles. He's done The Breakfast Club and Ferris Bueller here. And it goes to show with the sort of style, with a sort of high school humor, with the sort of heart to it a little bit. Because these are kids, like these three kids. You have Ferris Bueller, you have his best friend Cameron, and you got Ferris's girlfriend. Oh crap, I forgot her name. But those three, you can really feel for them at many times. And um, the high school humor, it's a 90s movie, it's an 80s movie. Sure, it's not as, like, I guess, relevant as it is now with how high school is, but for something that was back in the day, it's funny for how they try to portray high school. And even now you can kind of get a kick at how they take it and everything, and just how big of an impact you'd be surprised this movie has, with its references, with its influences, with just a lot to be surprising. This is one thing is I want to say is this had to be the movie that sort of made Broderick's career, Matthew Broderick's Ferris Bueller, because it seems to me with Matthew Broderick, he has either done, like, besides this role, he's either done some very standard performances, like they're just like okay, they're fine and dandy. Then there's some that he does that are very and then there's some that are just really bad. One in particular, I don't want to talk about it, but he's done bad. But this seems like to be the role that I don't know if Broderick was born to play or not, but there's just something about the way he plays it. It's funny. It's very charismatic. It's very excellent for comedy and for something like this. The way he interacts with the way he interacts with Cameron, his best friend, you could kind of feel his sort of like that, like, not that that's relatable, but you can look at Ferris Bueller, you can look at Cameron, you can look at his girlfriend, you can look at these three, whether they're like they're in one scene just separately or they're together. You could see like, oh, I kind of have those sort of situations with my friends, or this or that. He's that one kid. Like Cameron is that one kid that has, like, he seems like he's a good kid. He's got, like, he's all about school and that sort of thing, but he's got that hard life, and although he's got nice things, it's still not the best for him. I don't have other words to put it, but there is something about, like, the three of these sort of, like, they're like the three amigos here. They kind of are inseparable, and their little adventures, they're kind of going around Chicago. You get into it. It gets funny. And I don't know why, but specifically in terms of the scenes and the comedy, I for some reason get a kick out of when Cameron just at the museum just stares into that portrait. I don't know why. It just, I get a good laugh of it. And you gotta give the movie its, I mean, I would say it's kind of iconic because it's been Um, it's been referenced before in probably various films, but that credit scene with Ferris Bueller in the red robe. I remember another red-headed, red-masked man doing that same exact thing, but still, it still goes with my point that Ferris Bueller kind of still lives up to its not its hype. I mean, it still lives. It holds up as a good movie even to this day because sometimes older movies don't have that same feel, that same like thing that thing it had back in the day, and it but it still has it now. Sort of situation. Um, even just the tricks and how clever Ferris Bueller is when it comes to playing sick a little bit, which is, by the way, that's what hooky is. Just playing it sick. You're faking like a fever. You don't feel well. You're like, I don't feel like going to school. And it's just so, it's a clever way of how he does it. A lot of montages in this movie that people will be like, oh, that's where that came from. Obviously the when Ferris is running through the whole neighborhood, through the different backyards. That's a famous scene right there. You're still here? That's something people would know. I was going to say that. I mean, the score kind of a little bit is definitely a little bit like okay, you can figure that's from Ferris Bueller, especially the. I don't know what that's called, but I want to know what the name of that song is or whatever that score was used, so I can just find that. I don't know if that was an actual song or not, but still. Anyways, so there's not a lot to really say that's bad about this movie. That's the thing. And if anything, everything else like if there's no Bueller, there's no Cameron, there's no girlfriend and everything, I guess everything like the other kids and the teachers are kind of eh. But I mean, even I got a kick out of them. Like obviously the teacher that keeps calling him Bueller, like the straight face, most straightest face ever. And everyone in that room having to keep a straight face. Oh yeah. Um okay, forget Ferris' sister. I mean, it's funny, but I think it got funnier once she met Charlie Sheen, and oh my gosh, Charlie Sheen. Nothing wrong with him. It's just what is with Charlie Sheen? I don't know. Is it an '80s thing? Is it a '90s thing where it's like Charlie Sheen was the Sheen or something? All right, I I don't know. And even the vice principal, or is it a vice principal or principal? Whatever. I forgot the guy that's basically kind of like not. He's basically calling Bueller's bluff throughout the movie. He gets chewed up by the dog. He has to ride the bus at the end. I mean, he's not hilarious, but I mean, it was funny seeing him kind of get torn up and go through this whole struggle just to try and get this kid. And even when he's got all this evidence and everything, the parents are like, no, he's sick. Are you kidding me? like, like, Ferris seems to pull out every trick in the book, and it works well. And this movie works well as a whole with its comedy. There's a bit of a heart to it. There's a bit of a family thing, and in a way, even though it is a funny line and it is a quotable line, that quote of um, basically stopping to look around in life, because life goes by pretty fast. You gotta enjoy it, and I think that doesn't mean skip school, but I mean, you gotta enjoy what you can and while it lasts. So that's basically it. And I don't have a lot of nitpicks to really put with it and everything. But how I usually rate these movies or how I grade them or whatever you want to call it, I just kind of say, well, I just kind of go by a basic what do you call it? Alphabetic rating, I guess. I've debated on doing like one or two different rating scales. One would be the alphabetic one, like A through F. The other one would be like numeric, so like 1 through 10 on a scale 1 to 10 sort of thing. I was gonna do when I was originally starting to think about doing ideas for YouTube. I was going to do both alphabetic and numeric, but then I think that'd be kind of confusing, especially if I said, oh, well, scale of 1 to 10, I'd make this like an 8.5 and then or a -1. It's like, wait, what does that mean with this? And it's better just to kind of go with alphabetic. Unless you guys prefer the numeric thing or to do both, just let me know in the comments. But I'm going to give Ferris Bueller an A. Just there is just a classic feel to this movie, and it does, like, it's a good high school movie, it's a good comedy, it's a good family movie. um that's all really. But Ferris Bueller's Day Off, have you guys seen it? What did you think of it? Let me know in the comments below. Did you like it? Did you hate it? And as always, guys, thanks for watching. If you like this video, please smash the like button. And if you're new to my channel, please subscribe. I do awesome videos every day, if not every week. And also, make sure you ring that bell to be notified of new content every day, every week, however this may work. I'm just enjoying myself right now. Speaking of enjoying life and just taking it slow and just looking around here and there to take in everything that's going on. I might have another, like, maybe 1 or 2 videos up today, if not later this week, like starting into next week / this week. So starting tomorrow into that sort of week. But I'll see what happens. Well, I'll see what is planned. Maybe I'll figure something out along the way. But anyways, guys, thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.